Welcome to the stage of history. I am your illustrious host, Kevin Uncanny Anytime. All right, it is Friday, y'all. Happy Friday to everybody that's having a fantastic start to their day. All right, got a really good one for you. Some recent events that just happened earlier this morning kind of shook up the day a little bit, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me address this real quick, right? So a car was stolen off of our property, and that was our possession, and we have no idea where it is. So with that, I wanted to kind of chime in on this mindset topic, right? And the title of this topic for today is When Bad Things Happen, What Should You Do? And now we're going to cover a couple things that this surrounds and why I have the perspective that I have and the belief system that I have, right? Because first and foremost, I believe that God has us. He has our back. We're protected, and everything is going to be okay, right? Even though sometimes God allows things to transpire, it could very well be a test in itself. Not that He causes bad things to happen. Do not get that twisted. Not that He causes bad things to happen, but there are bad people out in the world. There are people who are doing things that are causing negative frequencies and negative vibrations. And He may allow that to happen and allow that process to strengthen you, allow that process to help mold you, allow that process to test you to see what you truly believe, where you truly are in your mind. Right. And so, because sometimes when people say, oh, God took my blah, 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 or God did this, like, he ain't, let me first address that type of stuff, because God doesn't need anybody. It literally says in the Bible that He can make the rocks cry out. Okay. He can make the rocks preach to us if He really wanted to. So as far as Him needing people, after He created them to send them to a different spot, that really doesn't make any sense. So that's just, again, that's my belief system. Okay. But outside of that, so there's a car that got stolen, right? And obviously we need cars, and especially if you're still making payments on it, it's like, oh, what's going on here? How do I proceed? Here's the best way of proceeding when bad things happen. So in this particular instance, what I thought was, oh, that means something greater is coming. You must train your brain to think that. You must train your brain to think that. I'm dead serious, and that is advice. That's advice for you. Okay? Train your brain to think that something greater is coming when something is stolen from you or taken from you on unwarranted, right? Something greater is coming. And here's why I know that. Okay? I know that simply because the way that we have been operating is on the opposite spectrum of whatever that individual decided to do to take from someone, right? So let's look at the law of energy. The law of energy states, and this is also biblical, you reap what you sow. The law of energy states there's a cause and effect. Okay. And what goes around comes around. I believe I've said this on a previous video before. So the reason why that's important to understand is because whoever decided to take the vehicle doesn't understand that law. And what's unfortunate about that is because they created an energetic ripple effect in other people's lives, causing them to have to make calls that they weren't supposed to have to make, causing them to feel lower than what they were supposed to feel, causing other maybe hang-ups or hold-ups in people's lives. That creates a ripple because, say, for instance, we were supposed to go drive and go meet someone and give them positive information. By them blocking that energy exchange, that's falling on them. You see what I'm saying? It's deep, y'all. The ripple effects of what we do is incredibly deep. Okay. And so what's unfortunate is that person doesn't understand the energy law of what you do is going to come back to you. Basically, that's the really basic, slang version of it. Okay. What you going to do, what you do is going to come back to you. So if you understand that, and not because it's like, oh, I'm expecting good. I'm expecting good. It's like, no, it's just a basic way of operating. Right? It's like, no, I want to do good things because I would like good things to happen to me. But even if they don't, I want to be a good person. I want to produce life. Life produces life. That's how life is designed. And so if you go against that design, that's when you mess things up. That's when things mess up in your life. Right? So you're here to be beneficial to the earth. You're here to be beneficial to others. You're here to benefit yourself by self-developing, right? So we must really think about that, really consider these things, because it's just a law. Like I always say, it's a law like gravity. We are not fighting against that. We understand that law. Now, can that law possibly be broken at some point mentally? Possibly. And I strongly believe that. I might be the one that you see flying one day. But outside of that, what I'm saying is the law states what you sow, you will reap. So if you are sowing theft, stealing, bad things, that's simply the energy that's going to circle back and come back to you. And it's not to say how hard, how difficult, how smashing it will come back to you. And that's not even for us to really dive into and want for that individual, simply because they just don't understand. They're ignorant. And not in the negative sense that most people use it. They're unaware. If you look at the true definition of ignorance, they're just unaware. So what we want to do to move forward is not dwell on the loss. Why? Because that's energy. We know this. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. In turn is the energetic vibration that you emit. So if you focus on loss, then you might bring more loss to you. Consider that. So what do you do when bad things happen? You focus on gain. You focus on gain. Oh, what opportunities are there for me to learn from this? How could I have been better? What could I have possibly done that could have prevented this? And then what new opportunities are available to me now that this has happened? That's what focus on the good means. That's what focus on the good means. It's finding it like hidden treasure. That's where the kingdom of God lies. Is inside of your thinking, the direction you're going in your head. What is it? Where is it going? So really, really think about these things. Consider these things. Meditate on the idea of gaining when things happen, when unforeseen occurrences happen. Switch your thought process to gaining. When you shift your mind to that, because really think about it. It's really about you. It's really about you. If everybody is really on this kick of this, you can create your world, manifest all your stuff. It's way deeper. It's way deeper than literally just trying to get monetary gain or trying to manifest $1 million or whatever the case may be. It's super extra deep. It's about your life experience. It's about your entire life experience and how you are supposed to be operating, how you're supposed to be conducting yourself in life, and the energetic output that you are emitting in the field out here, in the quantum field, because the ripple that you're creating is happening through everyone you come in contact with. So if you decide to carry this around and be like, oh, well, this happened to me and blah, 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 you're going to affect that person that you're relaying that information to based off of the energy output you're expelling. Really meditate on that. Right? That's why they say gossiping is wrong. That's why that's in the Bible. That's a bad thing to do. You gossiping about stuff and blah, blah, blah. Oh, girl, you heard what blah, blah. Or oh, bro, you heard what blah. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Why? Because of the energetic output it's expelling. Right? And not to say that sometimes I don't be doing that. It's not really mine is more of, this is what happened and this is the energy that I felt from it and this is how I stand, right? But it's still in that format. It's like I watch myself with that. I don't say a lot of stuff. I don't relay a lot of information. It's like, oh, what happened with this situation? It's like, I ain't finna talk about that because it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. I'm not bringing you into that energy, right? I'm not bringing you into that timeline of events so that you can dwell on it. And then your mind, your brain frequency can be emitting a particular vibration, which is going to affect everybody around you and me and everyone that knows about the situation. You got to really consider these things, y'all. This is why I'm so obsessed with life and I'm such a scientist of life. It's because this stuff is so critical to understand. This plays a part in your life experience, how it's going to go. And when you really look at it like that and you say, okay, well, hey, here's the unfortunate thing. Okay, that person's gonna have something energetically happen to them that's not gonna be a good thing. It's not gonna be a great vibration simply because of the energy output that they expelled. They decided to take something from someone. So that's the energy that's going to return to them, right? So what are we doing? That's all you got to think about. What am I doing with my energy? How am I conducting myself in this life? What am I doing to affect others? What energy am I carrying around? And I get it. It's difficult, y'all. It's a heavy responsibility, actually. And sometimes for me, I'm like, it's best I don't say nothing to anybody. Because if I do, and I actually explode the fury that's in me sometimes, oh yeah, it's going to mess people's life up. So for me, it's like the lesser of the two is really, if you don't have the old age saying, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. So for a while, that's how I was carrying myself in a particular situation, because I was like, I ain't got nothing good to say. I could say a bunch of stuff though and totally tear people apart, but I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I know the energy that it's going to produce. Right? So if I can't convert it right away, it's best to just be silent. And yes, you are placing yourself under duress by doing that. You are, but you have to champion that energy, because otherwise you're going to expel it onto someone else. And that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go. I guarantee it. You don't want to do that. You only want to be beneficial. And if you cannot be beneficial, it is best to be silent. That's the best way to go about it. Because even though you being silent still may affect them, it's not going to be anywhere near the degree as if you lash out and you ridicule and you anger and you poke and say mean things, and then later on have to be like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Right? Best to be silent, man. And if you super extra legendary, y'all, if you super extra legendary, you will convert that energy and really not not put on the show though. Not put on the show like, oh yeah, everything's great, we're bros, and yeah. No, not put on the show. Literally, actually transmute the energy. Allow yourself to feel it and transmute that into good positive vibes. That is difficult. And if you can't do that, I'm telling you, it's best to be silent. 1000%. I don't care what happens in that process of you being silent. If they like, yo, something's wrong with dude, it's like, yep, something's wrong with dude. Sure is. So don't say nothing to him. And if it's affecting you, then yes, we need to make some changes here. But to instead of just being silent and you being like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to tell you about yourself, and really smashing somebody's entire existence is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. It's just not the way to go. Okay. Because that's going to come back to you in the worst way. And knowing that, that's how you will see me in this life. You will see me operate like that. And there are times where things will happen. I will be very upset, but I will be silent. If I can't transmute it and turn it into a positive experience, I will be silent, because that is a neutral position. That's better than me lashing out my fury, because I'm extremely powerful and I'm an extremely powerful mental being. And if I transmute my energy to a negative degree and decide to completely tear someone apart, I can disintegrate lives through just speaking alone. So I know, because I know that is not the way to go. And that is something that I need to work on transmuting it into a positive direction. And that's going to take a while. And I'm being patient with myself. I'm asking God to be patient with me with that. So really, really, really consider these things, y'all. Really consider these things. When bad things happen, y'all, it happens to everybody. But are you going to act like everybody? Right? And lastly, let's and I rarely talk about this, but let's correlate it to the crypto market, right? Crypto market crashing like crazy. I lost like 20 grand real quick, real easy. Like, yep. Now, how am I conducting myself? Oh yeah, that's okay. That's coming right back. I'm good. Oh wow, I wonder what's going on. I mean, I'm kind of seeking for, what caused it, why is it, but do I believe in this? Am I going to stay in the game, or am I going to jump out like everybody else is doing? Right? Or am I going to hold on like, oh no, man, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So here's what I'm going to do. Oh, everything is going on. Mega sale. Wow, they're having a mega sale. So let me just accumulate some more. And it's going to feel like you throwing money out again. It's going to feel, especially if it continues to crash, it's going to feel like, oh man, I'm just tossing money out. But what is money, y'all? What is money? Energy. It's just energy, dude. Money ain't even real, man. It's just energy. So what am I doing? I'm like, yeah, let me just accumulate a little bit more while it's down, right? Let me just slowly accumulate. I'm going to slow down. I'm not going to accumulate as much as I was, but I'm still going to accumulate. Because why? Because I know what I'm doing, right? That's part of what I'm teaching y'all in the Institute. Is to be solid in you, in your belief system, and what you doing. You ain't gotta, let me look up what this person's doing. Let me look up what this coach is saying. Like, nah, I don't need to hear what you're saying. All I need to do is understand the fundamentals of what is happening. Is this going to be the future? I believe that based off of this, and this. And so because of that, yes, I am going to continue to invest in this. See what I'm saying? That's a whole different way of operating, y'all. You got to be solid in you. That is what a major key to this existence is being solid in you. Right? I don't know why it was going down. Who knows? They might be trying to scare people out of it, knowing that a bunch of people is going to be scared and they going to jump out. And then if that's the case and you be the silly one that jump out and all of a sudden everything go on sale, but then all of a sudden everything go back up and you miss out on that opportunity, oh man, you're going to be mad. You're going to be real mad. Oh, I should have bought it. It's a missed opportunity. Oh, I should have bought in when it went back down. Oh man, dang, everything was so cheap. Because once it go back up and it stay up, it ain't going back down. That's how a lot of this stuff go down. That's how a lot of this stuff happens, y'all. I mean, you think about Amazon. You think Amazon going anywhere back down? You look at the Amazon stock and see what it's worth. You think it's going anywhere back down? Like, nope. But it was a particular time period where you could have jumped in if you old enough to remember that, and it was a particular time period you could have jumped in and been like, oh yeah, and held on. And if you did that, they will call you brilliant. Why? Because you went against the grain. You went against what everybody else was doing. So really, really, really consider that, y'all. I come on here, I say these things because I want to try to give you some beneficial information, to try and help you to think better, to live a better existence. I really want you to live a better existence. I really do. But yeah, because that's the deal. Mindset matters more than anything else. All right. Love you guys very, very much. Okay. Focus on the good. You might have to replay this a few times to catch the gems that I'm telling you. Okay. Because that's what this is all about, y'all. It's about you and how you are conducting yourself. That's what it's about. It really has nothing to do with anybody, anything else that's happening. It's how are you reacting or responding to life. All right. So again, y'all, open enrollment gonna be at the end of this month. If you're trying to get into the Institute, I'm telling you, I am helping you to find you, the legendary you. And people are giving me great reviews. All right. I mean, not on the internet right now, but I'm continuously asking people, yo, how to program. They like, yo, it's changing me. That's facts. Okay. So if you literally trying to tap into the legendary you, I can guide you there. Why? Because I did it. And yes, do I call myself legendary? Absolutely. Absolutely. I haven't even shown y'all half of the stuff that I can do. Okay. So just wait until I can compartmentalize these times and these activities and things that I'm doing to where I can focus more into my actual talents. My goodness. But yeah, not to say too much of myself, because obviously all of that has been bestowed upon me by God and helping me to understand life. So I always want to make sure I'm letting you know that he's the one who imparts this power to me, which is why my caption says, by the power of Jehovah, I become uncanny, because that is the only way that this actually happens. But other than that, yeah, go to the store, man, get some gear, man. I'm telling you, I'm making super gear. It's the crown. You ain't seen nothing like this before. Okay. The Mindset Matters crown, y'all. Never leave home without your crown on. Because mindset matters. Create your world. Okay, look at the website. Look at the website, mindsetmattersmore.store. Okay, and then look out for our different topics, man. Me and Pratch got a show, Kev and Pratch on Earth. Look for that every Thursday. That was just put up yesterday. Go watch that video. I got a new show coming out with Nupur. That'll probably be out maybe in a month or so. She's got some things going on, but we're in the works of building it. It's gonna be called Unlocked. Yeah, okay. Yes, legendary stuff happening already, man. Shout out to my man Zach. All right, shout out to my man Zach. That's just a legend in himself, man. We be having some great conversations. And yeah, shout out to the whole Mindset Matters Institute, man. All the legends in it, they're y'all legendary. If you listen to this, you are a freaking legend, right? So take this information and understand what I'm talking about and why I'm actually saying it. You know, yeah. Have a fantastic rest of the Friday, y'all. Have a great weekend. Anytime.